Welcome to this video. Today we will try to print and paint this awesome skull from Iron Lovecraft. Remember to stick around to the end of the video where I'll be announcing my first ever giveaway. To print this I use my Elegoo Saturn 3D resin printer, and the program I use for these files are Chitterbox. The first thing I had to do was figuring out the size of the house. I could see right away that the normal size that the file comes with is too huge for my printer. So I ended up reshaping it to 70% of the normal size. This made it possible for me in order to print the house over two prints. One print for the bottom part and one for the upper part. After fitting the files, we are now ready to print up the models. Each of these prints took approximately 7 to 9 hours, so I had to print them over 2 days. But this is how it looked when the model was finally done printing. I'm really pleased with the print, and I feel like the details for this was really nice and smooth. And after I was done with the curing process of the house, I went outside in order to prime the miniature. Here I used Chaos Back from Citadel. This is what the model looks like after priming. And now I just have to decide whether I want it to be a grimdark look in a lot of dark colors or more cartoonish light colors. But because I wanted to use this house together with some Rohan warriors, I decided that I want a more grimdark look, and therefore I started out painting this model with the Citadel color Dryad Bark. With this color I painted up all the wooden parts of the model, which also include the windows, the doors and the floor inside the house. The brush I used for this was a medium dry brush from Citadel because there were really huge areas that I had to paint up, and missing a small spot here and there wouldn't really matter that much because you could always cover it up or fix it later on in the process. After I was done using Dryad Bark, I went over to use Zandri Dust. With this color I painted up the roof of the house, and I still used Citadel medium dry brush for this part as well. After the Zandri Dust was dry, I started to apply Aqueous Earth Shade. I used this shade all around the parts where I've used Zandri Dust before. I could also have been using it on the wooden parts in order to make the details come through even more, but I wanted to just keep this tutorial as simple as possible and quickly paint up the house, and therefore I only used it on the Zandri Dust part. Because I used so much Aqueous Earth Shade, it actually took some time for it to be dried out, but after it got dry I used a highlight for the Zandri Dust, and that was Zamasi Desert. And the technique I used for this color was quite easy. I just pretty much just dry brushed it on. Then, in order to highlight the parts on which I've used Dryad Bark, I just used Gorthor Brown, and with this color I also kept it as simple as possible, and therefore I also just dry brushed this color on. Then I started up painting the metal parts of the house. For this I used gunmetal from Army Painter, but you can use Citadel, lead belcher or whatever you have at your disposal. I just pretty much painted this all the places that I thought, like small nails and on the door, and yeah, as you can see. For the window parts I just used the color Steel Legion Drab. I didn't want to use too much time on the window parts and make too much highlight or anything, so I pretty much just used Steel Legion Drab and went over to use Typhus Corrision on the metal parts. And I used this technical color in order to make some rusty effects or old effects on the metal parts. After the color was dry, I dry brushed on some Ryza Rust. And after I was done with this, I used another silver color in order to make some small highlights and make the silver parts look even more realistic. And that's already the house being done. I'll show a few features of the house here that I really think is awesome, and afterwards I will tell you more about the giveaway that I announced in the start of the video. So basically this was a really easy print because it was cut into 3 parts. Beside it being an easy print, it almost took no time for me in order to paint up this model, and I know I could be more thorough with the details, etc. But if you just want some fast terrain for your wargaming table, this is an easy way to get there. Also, I liked it being in 3 parts because you were able to use the house in a more engaging way in the wargaming, with an example as I make here, where I put some handgunners on the roof, or you can even hide something in the house, let's say if you played a D&D campaign. Now let's go to the giveaway part. I'll be holding my first ever giveaway as soon as this channel reaches 500 subs. There's still a small way to go, so remember to go subscribe. As I've not yet decided on which product I should be giving away, I need your help in order to know what the product should be. So post down in the comment below what you think the first giveaway should be, whether it's a Warhammer model, a printed model, some War Master, Lord of the Rings, or something entirely different. Feel free to come with your suggestions. Thanks for watching along, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye.